So let us bow to begin. So welcome to Contemplative Writing with Kristina Amelong, 52 Codes for Conscious Self-Evolution with Barbara Marx Hubbard's book, A Process of Metamorphosis to Realize Our Full Potential Self. And we are delighted to be in this we space, bringing forward our voices, deepening our intimacy and the common good for all. So thank you for being here and for opening your heart to both yourself and everyone else. And welcome, Diane. It's great to have you. And Sarah, it's great to have you. So we're just beginning, and now let us do our little toning experiment and see if we can just be silly and find each other's voices and energies at a different level. Just looking to sort of feel you, feeling me, feeling you, feeling each other, feeling everything. And how amazing a world it is that we get to do this with each other. There's Sarah, the beautiful Sarah. Welcome. All right. So turn off your turn on your microphones, and I will start us, and then I'll do that when we're going to finish. All right. Here we go. And Allie, the last time I think, it's hard to find it because I'm looking at myself there, but it's the opposite. Okay. There we go. It's weird, isn't it, when you realize you're looking at yourself in the opposite? Okay. Okay, here we go. I like that. Okay.
Me too.
That's fun, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. So now we are going to do our 5-minute meditation. So everyone can put themselves back on mute and find your body and all that joy we pulled in, and wherever you are in the now, and put your feet on the ground or your butt on the bed, and let us just pay attention to our breath together. All right, Allie, you can go ahead and enter us into the 5 minutes. All right. Welcome back from meditation and welcome, Carolyn. Looks like Vicky didn't make it back. Okay. So let us light our candle, if anyone has that, to more deeply enter us into the intimacy of this space that we inhabit, to bring forth the sanctity and the potential of unfolding the inner life in a way that more fully merges with what's going on in the outer world for the common good. And on that, I'm going to go ahead and read Barbara's Code 46. And we shall, after that, take 20 minutes to write, pen to paper. And Allie will once again hit the bowl at the beginning and the end, and then we'll have a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and figure out what we're going to do next. All right. So Code 46. We've got a beautiful sandhill crane here with us. Focus on the life force as the through line of your personal transformation toward substantiation. The life force is the life pulse, arisen from the drive for self-preservation, through the sexual drive for procreation, through the supersexual drive for co-creation to its next phase, the metamorphosis or transformation of the person. The God force, the great creating process, comes up through the desire to survive, to reproduce a species, then through the desire to evolve the self, finally into the potentiality for the transformation of the self, through the full-scale incorporation of that life force as you. You are the life force embodied at its next stage. When you are free of fear, the life force flows unimpeded and unconflicted as you, the whole 13.7 billion years. So, all right. Allie can enter us into the sacred space ever more deeply, and enjoy your writing time, ladies.
We're now entering into the 5-minute break. Feel free to stretch or go to the bathroom or drink some water. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
So just while the 5-minute break is wrapping up, whoever hasn't read in the big group yet and wants to, I'd love to have y'all step forward and hear from you. I'm not sure, given the time, whether we'll have 1 or 2 or 3 people read in the big group, but we're kind of thinking about that. And if anybody has a sense of that, let me know. So Diane, you've read in the big group. I've read in the big group. Carolyn, Patty, you've read in the big group. So I know Allie hasn't. Sarah, you haven't. Alana, you have. I thought so. Christine, you haven't, right? And Lynn, you haven't. So of Lynn, Christine, Sarah, Christine, have you read last? You want to start? Okay, great.
Sure. I focus on the life force as my through line of my personal transformation. My life pulse arisen from my drive for self-preservation, my desire to survive. When I am free of fear, my life force flows unimpeded and unconflicted as me. Now that I can write about. I'm not sure self-preservation is ever on my mind. Being free of fear and flowing, and my next becoming is often on my mind. What is the next phase of my becoming? I see myself being open, honest, communicating freely, sharing my gifts, receiving from others. Utopia. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, all my needs fully realized. I see myself and others as free beings in harmony with each other and the world. Peace, joy, happiness, bliss, vibrancy. Even the plants and animals are in this peaceful, blissful state. Every living thing, smiling, giving, receiving, abundance of everything. Such feelings of peace and relaxation, and yet we do things. We interact, we support, and we create. Mm-hmm. All the sectors of the wheel of co-creation, creating and interacting and becoming. Camelot. I see scenes from Utopia, scenes from Star Trek. What a stark contrast to the cold, blustery weather and life currently. I focus on my God force to get me there. Each step reveals the next. Shift from fear to knowing. Be it until I see it.
Thank you, Lynn. Would you like feedback?
Sure.
All right. Let's popcorn right in. Christine?
Lynn, that was beautiful. All those descriptive words. I'm still writing down. Shift from, can you reread that? The very end, shift from?
Shift from fear to knowing.
To knowing. From fear to knowing. I really like that because beliefs doesn't quite get it like the knowing. That kind of, yeah, that's beautiful. And be it. Even the plants and animals are in this blissful state. I can't think of a more beautiful dream. So thank you for sharing that, Lynn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Diane? Gotta unmute yourself, honey.
I like this phase of becoming, sharing, receiving, harmony, peace, joy, bliss, abundance, interacting and becoming. Shift from fear to knowing. That just sharing and receiving, that harmony of reciprocity. I love that picture, that knowing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Alana?
That made me really excited, Lynn, and I think it made me just want to say thank you to you. The clarity of your visioning and imagining both your unfoldment and our collective process took me along, and it really raised me up. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Alana. I'll go. I really liked that turning point where you were like, now that I can write about. And then just the way you really took seriously your own personal power and how that showed up in that I see myself and others as free beings. And then how that kept going into we, every living thing, and we interact, we support, we create. I was curious about the Camelot reference that came up, and also the word utopia came up twice. Yeah. So lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, Camelot is from the play, the movie Camelot, when they sing the song Camelot. Camelot, the way they say it is, it never rains in Camelot, it's utopia. So it's from the play Camelot.
Thank you. Carolyn, where did you want to go next?
I unfortunately did not get to hear that. We have some workers behind our house that I had to attend to. I apologize.
That's okay. That's great that you're here with us. Thank you. All right, Patty.
Pretty much all the words that I was able to write down have been said. But I'll just say, to me, there was a rhythm to what you were saying and a life that had its own power, like taking in a breath and letting out a breath, taking in and letting out, taking in and letting out. Without that, we die. And your writing had that rhythm of receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving. And the energy that you were speaking from resonated with the words that you were using. It was really beautiful. And I want to live in that world. So thank you for your vision.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Anyone else? Allie?
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good world to live in. Sign me up. I'm going to read a few things that I wrote down from your reading. I see myself open, honest, communicating freely, all of my needs realized, free beings, harmony, bliss, every living thing smiling. Be it until I see it. I really like that last line. Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks.
Christine or Sarah or Christine, do you want to contribute?
I would just like to say how happy I am that you are where you are and how nice it has been to come along with you and see you now. You really made my day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Sarah?
When you you read the code and then you turned it and you said, yes, I can write about this. What was the first sentence you used after that? It seems such a statement of, I just don't live in fear anymore.
When I am free of fear, my life force flows unimpeded and unconflicted as me. That's the phrase that I read that I could start writing about.
Yeah, yeah. And I just love it, absolutely. And each step reveals the next. And then, as Ali said, be it till I see it. And just it just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Christine, do you want to add anything? Or are you good? You're on mute, honey.
I
Oh,
went.
okay, thank you for helping me track. All right, Lynn, would you like to say anything to complete?
Yeah, I just love the whole process that I've gone through. The first time I came, I was kind of, hesitant about writing. Part of me had this fear of writing, and now it just flows. So I am so grateful that you are doing this and that I allowed myself to participate and become this different writer.
Wow.
Thank you.
How miraculous is that, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, and thank you for letting us be part of that.
Kristina, could I share something just really briefly, even though I didn't get to hear it, the energy that I'm feeling that I'd like to share with her?
Sure.
I'd like to just acknowledge feeling what others shared in the space that was created and sensing your transformation, your journey. And I'd also like to acknowledge your transparency of, I felt it again as everybody was reading, and I was recalling your journey of how completely open and willing to share that you have been. And that's a powerful thing to share in any way, just your energy and your willingness to presence. Just wanted to acknowledge and thank you for that.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you.
All right. Let us have one more person who hasn't gotten a chance. Sarah, you want to read?
Actually, I can give someone else the chance to read because mine isn't brilliantly on the code, and it's fine for the small group. I want to say something that was really strong for me last night, and it's about the words that are used in the codes, and I wonder if they're actually quite hard to get inside. And it's been such a privilege to do it in the writing, and we explore it and we find it and we find it with each other. But I've been wondering, it was really strong with me last night during the call. So I just want to put that out there. I just wanted to see with nods or shakes if other people struggle with that, because my feeling is that in November we might be able to co-create something really simple and, add to what's there, not take anything away, but actually add something from our words, and maybe create something that's a bit more accessible to people coming on behind us who don't have this level of this time where they can really explore it and get inside what it means. So I don't know, I just love a little head shake or a nod. If some of you have found some of the words quite difficult to come to, and yeah, that's beautiful. That's all I wanted. And then together in November we can co-create something, because it might just be short phrases but something that adds. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, Lily, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. All right. Did anyone who hasn't read Christine? Yes, please. You unmute, hon.
Let's hope I can get through it. The life force, the through line of transformation. For the first time just now, listening to Kristina read the code, I have actually felt a metamorphosis. For the first time in all these weeks, I have felt the thrust through the hub of the wheel, as if in my body being thrust all through these billions of years. I really hadn't felt it as Barbara moves her hands from together into up front. I never understood this thrust of the wheel. Up and out as she does demonstrates the burst of evolution. But today I have felt the thrust in my own being. I now understand that the change has manifested in me. As usual with me, I have held back unwittingly, but because of fear, the fear of change, even though I have wanted it to the core of my being. I now understand and fully embrace this new life force manifesting in me. I feel the change, and the desire to emerge is now satisfied, as I am no longer feeling fear. Yes, the desire to live and give of myself to others is suddenly very real. No longer is it important that I know exactly how the future will unfold, as I believe that my newfound strength and understanding will persevere, and this feeling will carry me for whatever will be for the best of those I hope to touch with my newfound strength. I would not be truthful if I failed to attribute this late found transformation I am feeling to the experience of being in this cherished space with you, friends. The space which has been created here has truly been the field and magnet on which my own frequency has melded with yours. And you have given me the force I have been seeking, and my deepest thanks to you all.
Thank you very much, Christine. Would you like feedback?
Sure.
All right. So when you're ready, unmute yourself.
Yeah, just congratulations on that shift. And it is interesting. Patty and I are in another group, and we did this contemplative writing in the other group. And this also is where I seem to be able to take the codes and really understand them when I do this writing. On Tuesday nights, I don't get it on Tuesday nights, but this in-depth writing is where I really get it, like you, Christine. So thank you. That was wonderful, and congratulations on your shift.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Next.
I think what you wrote is an example of going from conceptual to embodiment. And that's only a journey we each can make. People can talk about something, and it feels like that's an embodiment, and that's what you're talking about. You crossed the line, and now you feel it going from mental to heart. And I totally understand what you were writing about, how powerful this group is in leading us into our deepest selves, which is the whole path of what's your deepest heart's desire. I think it happens through a process like this. And I've been thrilled to be a part of watching that unfolding within you. So thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, Patty. Lana?
I jotted down a few things while I was listening to you. Just now, felt metamorphosis, thrust up and out, burst of evolution. The change has manifested. I fully embrace this life force and evolution in me. And for me, I felt so kindred with you listening to you, because your process was so, you could have been speaking for me as well. You were speaking for all of us, but I really felt kindred to that. Thank you. And the other thing that just popped into my mind was it almost felt, as I was listening to you read, that this giant trust channel was just wide open. Thank you.
Thank you, Alana.
Thank you.
Christine, this cherished space and my frequency has melded. I felt while you were talking, while you were reading, that I could really feel in alignment with everything you were saying. As Alana said, I feel like you spoke for everyone. And when you wrote, my frequency has melded, I feel that just the realization of your part of creating this field that we create, like your unique, the way the life force is moving through you and evolving within you. And so it was really beautiful. And I admire your desire to touch others and to give to others. It's very beautiful. So I appreciate what you wrote very much. And I can see how real it is. Just I can see it in you. I can see a light coming from you.
Thank you, Kristina.
Your cheeks are glowing.
It's the light.
And you. Thank you, Christine. Diane?
I thought that was beautiful, Christine, and that when I heard you say for the first time I felt a metamorphosis in my own being, it's a thrust in this new life force and my newfound strength. I could just see this group as the chrysalis and that breaking open of the butterfly, you know, your newfound strength, the thrust, the metamorphosis. It just, that's what I thought of when I heard you read. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Your writing was very present, and it's been really neat reflecting on like the journey we've had together in this class. And it made me think about all of your writing styles and this like coming to be. And there's like, you tutor languages and your experiences in Italy, and you know, you used to write about these things, these experiences, and evolve the code through these things that have happened. And now there's this beautiful moment where you've evolved the code into this moment that is now. And that's so huge. Oh my gosh. So I just want to see that and appreciate that, and be thankful for being a part of this experience with each and every one of you. I felt that. I feel that energy that you talk about too. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Allie. Carolyn?
I really felt it in your energy transmission, Christine. One of the biggest things that I felt is when you said, my desire to emerge is now satisfied. You said newfound quite a few times, and I felt you experiencing it before, even in the other group that we're in with Allison, and the few times that we met, where I knew that you heard it. I knew that you sensed it. You felt it in a way of comprehension, of conceptual. But today you articulated the depth of integration. And that is really cool that you've gifted yourself with that gate of allowance to feel and imbue and embody that which you've been seeking. It's like you put your post down and you said, I'm here and I feel it. So thanks for sharing that energetic transmission of your declaration.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah. Lynn or Sarah?
I said something already.
Oh, okay, thank you. Sarah?
Well, I was crying. It was exceptionally beautiful. My goodness, to think you heard what Kristina said, and it just, I get it, and you embodied it, and it was utterly beautiful. Yeah. So and then of course when you said the cherished space here and the closeness that we've got, and actually what I wrote was really similar. It was really similar. There was a lot going on there. Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful, right? And I feel so honored, and I feel the energy of what you wrote in each of our bodies and our beings. Like now we all have you and this ever deepening experience, right? So here we are, and like Allie so beautifully said, and everyone said, that this process of metamorphosis is always in the now. And also, I think that this amazing thing of feeling the thrust through the hub of the wheel, that evolution really is alive in us, and it really is something that we all are in conversation with if we choose to open up our perception to it. So thank you for deepening that in all of us. And I also want to reflect that fear of change is profound. And even as we are willing and open and we are changing a lot, it's amazing to notice in the body how change is just ever continual, and that there are places forever, really, right, that we will continue to emerge from. And it's a big, big deal what we're doing, what you've just done. Thank you, Christine. Would you like to say anything to complete?
Thank you all. It's really been wonderful. I can't bear the thought that it's finished already. No, thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. All right. So Allie's going to split us up into 2 groups and see some of you soon and some of you in a little bit.
Safe journeys, guys.
Yay. All right. Who would like to go first? I can go if no one's jumping. Or Patty, did you want to? Want me to? Okay. Here I go. Recording's still going. Okay. Focus. My brain does what it does. At times in my life, it's been like I'm a prisoner to my own mind. Through studying brain science, I've come to realize there are different parts of the brain, always working to keep me alive, observing my sensations, my environment, small and large, but that I actually can devote my life to the deepest gift any being perhaps has ever known, knowing as I integrate and substantiate my focus with all parts of my brain. Wow, wowed, wower. I am Kristina Amelong, an ever-evolving human being, a woman who knows within her this conversation of 13.7 billion years old is expanding, evolving love and possibilities, all through personal transformation and despair and tears and loving and reading my environment with my whole body, re-enlivening my senses like a dog on the scent of a rabbit, but a woman on the scent of co-creation with the universe itself. Here we are, consciousness waking up to itself, me as observer. I pull out my iPhone from my back jean pocket as I hear the honking of sandhill cranes. I don't want to kill them or own them or see them as the other objects, me only observing, but instead my whole body feels them rising, flapping, the wind in my own feathers, seeing myself down below. There is no separation between me and these cranes. I snap a few pictures coming back into my own skin. God, goddess, birds, sky, air, blue, wind, empty space, honking, the silence in between. We human beings love it here. We have been wrong. I have been wrong. I've hurt this world. I kneel down. A teddy bear caterpillar crawls atop the fading grass. Is it okay if I take your picture? I ask it. I feel the yes as a whiff of cold air. Maybe I'm just making all this connecting, communication, envisioning up. But how else do I live into the reality of oneness without trusting how I feel? Without trusting what arises in my own body? Without trusting where my imagination goes? I stand up as the 4 dogs run over to see what I am looking at. I redirect them away from the black and brown caterpillar. We run. I throw the tennis ball. We are walking amongst the oak trees now. I walk up to a tree, look up its gnarly trunk, focus on the life force, I think, feeling my feet as roots, my head as the top branches of this tree. My arms raise up and wrap around the tree's trunk. I love you, tree. I love you, tree. These words seem to echo further out, beyond this tree and myself. I love you, sky, the I becoming we. I wonder if I'm crazy. Then I let that feeling go. Recently, I read Michael Pollan's book, How to Change Your Mind, about psychedelics. I can't wait to talk to him about how the psychedelic experiences are available to us also through awe and the direct experiences of reality. Michael, even the focus of love is a psychedelic trip. And I am complete, and I will take feedback.
Wow, Kristina, that was stunning. That was such an experience for me. I'm almost breathless, and I have tears in my eyes, and it was so, as a journey for a listener, it was just amazing. And I also just, I think what really struck me so much about it as a theme was it's the integration. I mean, I just heard such a successful integration of all aspects of your being, all the way down into your physical life, up through your emotions, every level of your being integrated in your writing. And it was really, really nice. It stirred me towards fuller integration as an experience. Thank you. And I love the way you said certain things. I loved about the different parts of your brain working and devoting to the deepest gift. And I loved when you said wow, wowed, wower. That got me really excited. And expanding, that it's an expanding conversation, consciousness observing itself, and live into the reality of oneness. Those were really catchy to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alana, very much.
I like the way that you tell the whole story and come in and out and weave around. And as you were doing, it was like you were connected to everything and communicating to everyone and everything. And it was just, it was a great visual, and all of it weaved together, and a lot of what Alana said also. And then go at the end when you were saying, I love everything, you listed all the things I love, and then you went to we. And that's really what it's all about, is going from I to we and incorporating the whole we. So that was great. Thank you.
Thank you, Len. Patty?
I have to ditto. Alana and Len covered a big area of reflection. Your writing is very, very powerful, which I probably say every time I respond. And the visual that I have is, interestingly enough, you take pictures, and the visual is like you're the camera. You go big, and then you come in detail, and then you go big and you come down into detail. Focusing like I don't know, focusing down to minute detail, and like you're in it, and then you're the big, and then you're the small. I mean, your writing is all of it. You're all of it, and it comes out in how you the words that you use describe. To me, I always have a visual whenever you write. I can see you in the park. I can see you looking at the caterpillar. I can see your dogs running. And it's I usually have a difficult time finding words because I just see the picture you're painting, and I'm truly going to miss this.
Yeah, me too. And who knows what's next, right? Carolyn, dear.
So, as usual, it's so very cool to feel the familiarity of how you and I experience our day and our world and the depth. What I noticed this time in particular is your honor and appreciation and asking for permission and connecting and the evaluation of life. You do that a lot, but I know in your reflection and contemplation right now, I felt it particularly today in the way that you deeply, I saw you like this with the caterpillar, like, hello. And it reminded me of one day when I was on the kayak and leaned back, and I think I may have said this to you and realized like, oh my gosh, there's a whole nother world. Just the idea of someone stepping there and this whole other world being there. And with my head back, like we just don't see everything. And I stopped to contemplate what is there that we don't ever take the time to truly see. And the way that you write, you emphasize colors, and like with me with Catriona and being present with it, but going in and out, but to deeply make the effort to recognize and honor and connect is what I noticed you communicating most today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. It is always a gift to create something. And for me to watch the way, even though, right, the change and the knowing and all of that and the evolution is happening, the way some part of me still wants to be mean and say, oh, this writing is right? And then to get it reflected in a different way. So that is such a deep gift, and I really appreciate you all. And truly, I am open to the future of what we're doing, and just not sure what that will look like. So everybody can be holding this and the future of, more and more voices being heard in their sort of raw creative stages. So here we are, and hallelujah. Thank you. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Great, Carolyn.
I am the isness of all that exists. My substantiation is the proclamation of entering into shared space of experience. Source exploring itself through exercises in acknowledgement of eloquent expression. I do not perceive personal. It's all collective through me, as me. I experience as the impulse of all. There is nothing to preserve, for that suggests separation or that harm could come. That which is remains eternal. My journey is of reconciliation with expressions of isness, collaboration with all energetic aspects, knowing the full breadth and depth of its entirety, realizing the capacity to cooperate, and dancing with the potential of expression. The proof comes in the practice of being present in beingness. There is no relation to survival for me, for the I am is infinite, not contained, not measured. It is the expression of all. I am in connection with all. I move as all. I go beyond life into the energetic field of existence. I am aware of the aliveness that comes from being the pulse of connectivity. What force could impede the isness being impressed upon the world through its expression of interaction? The journey of recognition, reconciliation, cooperation, collaboration, cohabitation, synergistic alignment to allow authenticity to be felt, seen, heard. I am so we can all be in a woohoo world.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Would you like feedback?
Absolutely.
Yay. All right.
In a
Alana.
woo-woo world, I love that, Carolyn. For me, I don't know how to describe my reaction to that except to say what it felt like doing a really higher level of calisthenics into oneness. The way you were writing it, especially the way you started it, is I am isness and isness through exercises. And I felt like I was sitting here doing oneness calisthenics. It was very nice. Thank you.
I liked the way that you kept repeating, I am, I am, I am. There's this really beautiful rhythm and strength in that. Like I just feel the core of your strength. And I guess that's kind of reverberating off of what Alana is saying about this calisthenic quality, that you just really have this profound inner strength that you communicate through your words and your writing. So thank you for that. And then like some of the phrases specifically, I am, I am the isness of all that exists, source exploring itself, nothing to preserve. For the I am is infinite. I move as all. I am aware of the aliveness from the pulse. Thank you. Patty.
Hard to put into words. It's the one phrase that I wrote down that kind of summarizes it. I am aware of the aliveness in being connected in the pulse. You are the pulse. And it's almost when words are being used to describe it, it separates you from being the pulse. It's like if you are the picture, if you're looking at the picture, then you're separate from being the picture. You are the pulse. And the words and the phrases that you're expressing over and over and over is I am it. I can't really talk about it because I am it. If I talk about it, then I'm not it. And so you're it.
Tag, right?
Thank you, Patty.
I like to say I am it, though, because we are. The more that we are together in it, as it, then I am able to experience it. And that I am means Carolyn and all. So thanks for saying that, Patty.
Yeah, I like that you were always using the isness. I really like that isness image. And then the other thing that people haven't mentioned, I liked the phrase all collective through me as me. So being that isness through all of everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Carolyn.
Thank you, everyone, for empowering and enabling us to be it, for us to build the towers and the pathways and the channels and the conduits and the vessels, along with the caterpillars and the sandhill cranes and the colors and the everything, the clouds of knowing we are it. And I am so grateful to be in that awareness, to share and to be a bridge so that others are in full awareness of their isness as well. I think the biggest thing that feels so incredible to me is feeling the difference of the frequency as others reverberate and mirror and echo and join to sing together. So you can sing a song clearly a cappella, but when you have a choir in unison, it's a different experience. So thank you for each of you for showing up so that we, Source, isnness, can know and experience more of its entirety. I'm honored.
Right. Thank you. Beautifully said, Carolyn. Thank you. All right. Patty, want to read?
I am the life force embodied at its next stage. When I am free of fear, the life force flows unimpeded and unconflicted as me. I am it. This life force flows through me, as me, is me. We have come full circle from the beginning of creation with the intention that God, Spirit, the Creator, would know itself through its creations. This can only happen when we awaken to the truth of who we really are, the Creator in physical form. When I totally embrace this truth, only then am I free of fear. Only then do I absolutely know that there is perfection in every situation, no matter the appearance. Only then do I truly know and believe that everything that is happening in my life is happening for me, not to me. With this truth, I feel a peace like a warm blanket falling over a sleeping baby. A peace that all is well in the world because all is well within my world. That peace begins with me and ripples out. That peace begins with each of us and ripples out to be felt by all. As we free ourselves from fear, we make room for the life force energy to reverberate like an echo on a mountaintop. We are the peace we are looking for.
Beautiful, Patty. Thank you so much. Would you like feedback?
Yeah.
All right. Alana.
I really got grabbed with when you said we've come full circle with the original intention. That was a really fresh way of looking at this whole process for me. I like that. That really caught my attention. And that everything is happening for me and not to me. And when you got to peace ripples out and we're the peace we're looking for, I was struck by in this whole collective resonance we have here in this group, how every week I'm noticing, and today in particular in the various readings, and particularly yours, made the light bulb go on for me, the imagery and the wording and the how honed in our collective intention is getting. I mean, your people are using the same words, and we're just kind of zeroing in, it feels to me, with more and more clarity. And the way you just wrote that really shined a light on that for me. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alana.
Yeah, I think Alana said a lot of what I had too. The first thing I wrote is, I am it through me, as me, is me. And that when you embrace truth, you're free of fear. And then peace, all is well. And I wrote down ripples out too. And we are the peace we are looking for. So it was great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lynn.
Lynn.
Carolyn.
One of the first things that came to my mind is a song from, and I know you go to the Unitarian, I don't know if they do it there too, but at Unity they do a peace song that now there is peace, a peace that has begun with me.
Mm-hmm.
And as I have journeyed deeply with you these last couple of months in this group and otherwise, I have enjoyed watching you haggle with yourself so earnestly, so genuinely, so transparently. Your feisty eagerness to roar like a dog playing with himself with it. Roar, you're wrestling with it. You're totally willing. You know you're playing, but you're also so totally into it. You're like, yes, this is real. I'm diving into this. And at the same time, you keep coherence that it is just playing with exploration. So I've enjoyed watching your simultaneous LPZ, Little Patty Z, and Patricia and Patty journeying together that day where we invited them all to come together. I feel a difference with you now. And today I feel, sorry, there's something I wrote that you said. The way that you were describing the piece rippling, that you recognize that it begins here, and you recognize that that is what ripples, and that is what we call experience. It is the energy that we are emitting, and your allowance of reverberation, but your allowance for it to come in and to embody it, and then to send that out, and you're continuing refocus. You continue to allow yourself to observe and lovingly, not judgmental, adjust and shift your focus, your perspective. And that has a profound impact in the way that you're showing up, of what you're creating and what you're sharing. And I honor you for that commitment.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank you, Carolyn. So some things that I wrote down, Patty, and ditto on what everyone else said. I am it. We have come full circle from the beginning of creation. Truth of who we really are. When I fully embrace this truth, no matter the appearance, happening for me, not to me, and warm blanket on a sleeping baby. And what a gift it is that you've given all of us in yourself, and that you continue to reach for, that you are this powerful being who is completely stepping out of any kind of victimization to participate in this world in this co-creative way. It is just such a deep honor to be with you as you do this, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! Okay. Woohoo! Look at that smile. Okay. Would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I think what you're describing is also what Christine wrote about. I have gotten this information conceptually for many, many, many years, but it's very different to embody it than get it conceptually. And not until I embody it do I realize I had only gotten it conceptually. Because I really oftentimes think I get it. And that is like how Carolyn is in she is being, she is it. I am becoming. Becoming means still not a part of me. I am embracing and embodying that this energy is me, and that's all there is to the story.
Amen. Okay. All right. Yes. The little hearts. Thank you so much, Patty. Alana.
Okay. It writes itself, this love unfolding. I feel you feeling me, like the gentle charged breezes ruffle the treetops. We am a pebble dropping into a still glassy pool of water. We are the pebble dropping gently in, and the ripples smoothly moving out, and the still surface reflecting all it holds up. I feel you feeling me. I know you as you know me. I rise, propelled by source sourcing and magnetized by source calling, up through the core of the spiral resonance, effortlessly and collectively stretching the membrane boundaries and lifting the wheel toward further union, like the strong steed pulls the wagon forward on the road. We am star harnessed and lifting into reunion. That which once limited, seeming real, falls as stardust in our wake, and the strong propel, magnetize, frees our heart, my heart, to open, expand, and join. One pulse, drumming, calling, dancing in my imaginal cells, I stretch out my arms and spin. The resonance wheel spins with me. I spin faster and faster in pure joy. I breathe it in and it consumes me and evens me and reclaims me as its own. We flow as one, individuals rising in unique expressions of oneness. You give wings to my heart and purpose to my expression, and I am awash in your generosity. And to think the rejoining and reclamation continues, richer with each twirl. I feel the hem of my skirt whirling and the dirt beneath my toes. Giggles pour out of my cheeks and heart, spilling into the whirl of the all one. Joy belongs to everyone. Imagine it, spill it.
Thank you very much, Alana. Thank you. Would you like feedback?
Yes, thank you.
All right. I can go first. Wow. So very many images. I'm always wondering, like, how people do that. You know, like you have this such powerful presence, and you take us through from falls as stardust in our wake to the stone rippling out on the still surface, and the I feel you feeling me, and I spin faster and faster in pure joy, and it wraps up as imagine it, you know, everyone having the right to the joyful life in their ordinary moments, and so it's like it just wow. That's all I have to say. I just want to say wow. You give wings to my heart. Your writing, your words, your presence, it gives wings to my heart. Thank you. Okay.
Igualmente.
Whoa. Okay. It writes itself, this love unfolding.
Yeah, I also like that. It seemed like you were in complete union with everything, everyone, and it just created this joy, and all of this expression you were talking about came out of this joy of connecting with everything and everyone, and it was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
It was scrumptious. It was the flow, and I don't I don't have any other than what other people said. I don't have any words for the beauty that you just shared with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Carolyn.
First word is woohoo! You got it, girl. No, that was just remarkably incredible what you allowed yourself to feel and express. And I find it so fascinating to observe your very solemn nature in some respects, but your willingness to just be wide open and not hold back one bit in your writing. And I would love to experience more of you in person as your writing reveals. It's like smelling a cookie, but not being able to take a bite of it. I want to taste more layers of what it is that makes Alana, because the eloquent expression is not adequate. The way that you savor things, the way that you allow yourself to truly just experience the richness in your writing, in your expression of that. I would love to know more of you in that way. The way that your presence, the deep connection with the we am, and then you said we are, and then you went from the pebble dropping to the ripples, and then you went to the stillness of the surface reflecting, and your willingness to say, I feel you feeling me. I would like to say to you, Alana, I hope you feel me feeling you. I hope you feel us feeling you. And that feels like a really big deal for you to accept that. We feel you. I hope you feel us feeling you. I hope you realize you were talking about us when you were referring to the pebbles and the still surface and all of that, that it is this that you are speaking to. And I love the way you said, you combined star harnessed, and then you said lifting into the reunion. So you expressed the compact and the release, the expansion. The way that you talked about freeing the heart and the pulse calling, dancing, the resonance with the wheel, and your illustration of then you took it into a childlike girl with a dress on, spinning around and giggling, laughing, which to me equates to freedom, that the playfulness that life is meant to be enjoyed, that even though that it appears to be a profound experience, that we need to remember to giggle and twirl and blow bubbles and laugh and play together and build sandcastles and join together in a reunion and eat cookies. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have really enjoyed the expressions that you give in your writing.
Alana. Thank you, Carolyn.
Well, thank you so much for the feedback. I do feel the collective resonance so strongly. The whole process of these 52 codes this past year has been, except for the collective resonance, pretty solitary for me. So I'm novice at giving voice to it because I haven't been sitting with people bantering around the ideas of the codes. I've been in this experiential place that there haven't been a lot of words for. And that's unusual for me. I'm kind of a person who has always used words a lot. And so to be quiet and sensate and experiential in this whole process and stay in my trust that that's very appropriate, and that words come when words come has been really interesting. And this beautiful resonance has been my apex for the beginning of putting words on what's been a amazing experience. And I do feel you feeling me. I'm very, very grateful. And I look forward to more. It's coming out.
Beautifully said, Alana. Thank you so much. So just in the last couple minutes before Allie pulls us back into the other space, I do want to say that in terms of the kind of, I think we're all experiencing so we have all these models through Humanities Team and the Shift Network and whatnot about how to come together through technology to share the ideas and have certain people lead. But there's very much something about everyone getting a chance to kind of step into that creative position and be seen and witnessed and create. And so how do we keep creating these kinds of spaces where it's much more, where everyone gets this kind of opportunity? So again, I'm open to it. I personally haven't had the time. It feels like something that that needs to happen as a team of people versus just me and Allie trying to figure something out. I guess that's what I have in my body. And so I know some of you are like doing some of the planning for the weekend with Barbara, and we have put out that we're open to doing, and my dogs are here and maybe the screen's going to fall down, that we're totally open for participating at this level. So I haven't heard anything, but it can be spontaneous, like some people have mentioned in the chat, and it can be structured. It's really easy, right? So that's where I'm at. And I don't know, does anybody want to say anything? Patty?
I do. First, I want to say what a great analogy you did, Carolyn, with the cookie, smelling the cookie but not eating it, for Alana's work. I thought that was really good. I'm in a group tomorrow with Sherwood.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara's supposed to join. I don't know if she will. They usually talk about what's going on, and I will voice to include some kind of writing process, so people get the opportunity to see how really powerful this has been, and maybe it can spread. I am doing a group myself in my spiritual center, which is Center for Spiritual Living, not Unitarian. But so that's what's come out of this for me.
Beautiful.
But I'll bring it up tomorrow.
Great. And I think the more Barbara hears from people who participated, the more that will help spark her imagination and take us from there. Okay. Anyone else want to chime in about that?
We didn't mention that, just so you know, Kristina, because I was with the group that was planning with Sherwood. We kind of had an ad hoc, literally going through the schedule, and then things kind of got shifted. She met with Steve and Barbara, and I don't know exactly what's coming with that, but we suggested the contemplative writing, and Isabella and I offered to do a guided immersion, and Sherwood did contact us today. So I will be in contact with Sherwood and inquire about the contemplative writing and if it's going to be included. I think it's kind of that mad rush of compiling everything together.
Beautiful.
And Patty, Isabel and I will not be there tomorrow. Yeah, do speak on our behalf, please.
Yeah. Well, to me, it continues to me, the codes and what we're doing right now is the wheel of co-creation in embodiment. Doing the contemplative writing is how we become and create the wheel in aliveness, and otherwise it's just a conceptual idea. But they're not quite hearing that yet, but I will keep speaking.
Well, my concept is our group with Ole and all that was we were supposed to be the example, the prototype of what to do. So to me, it would make sense, not just forming groups, but how to immerse in it. So it makes sense to present that in November, absolutely. just as much as it would make sense to present this in November, because
I'm saying this.
examples. Yeah, I'm saying, but any immersion, which those are really the only two things that have been examples of being immersion. So we would want to offer that to the group to experience that. We'll advocate, Kristina.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Allie, are you bringing us back?
We have a little button, leave breakout room.
Oh, do you think we should hit that? Okay, see you soon.
There's only 4 of us.
Now we are the main session.
I love it when we all start popping back in. Pop, 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 and then we show up.
That's funny, isn't it?
The popcorn of awakening.
There you go.
All right.
The opposite of the peanut spelling bee.
Okay. All right. So welcome back, everyone. It's so wonderful to be together in these last moments. And we did some feedback in our group, but does anyone have a burning desire to add in here in the big group a little bit of feedback about this whole process before we close?
What is our last time together?
This is our last time together.
Oh, it is?
Yes. So
before, Kristina, you had mentioned that there may be a shortened version between now and then. Since you had to pause last week, are you thinking that doesn't make sense to do it for just 3 weeks or something?
Right. And also my mom keeps making her appointments that I need to go to on Wednesdays. So that's competing, and just all the other things that are going on here. So right now we're not, but if you wanted to email us and insist on it, we would consider putting something together. But you know, as it does take some organization and effort, as you know. So, but you know, I'm open to the co-creation of this. I truly am. And I do think that one way or another, what we're doing here is incredibly important as people who are committed to conscious self-evolution and the evolution of humanity, that these kinds of structures are core to moving forward. So I'm 100% in on that level. And yes.
I would like to say that you can take this as my insistence, that your word, that we consider how we can do it, honoring you. How can we help you have less to do, first of all? How can we make it smoother? Whatever that means, please consider that. The other thing that I see is really important is what I hear all of us saying, and what I know inherently is this would be a really pivotal thing to continue to lay the groundwork in preparation for maintaining the field for all of us that will be there in November. And it'd be really nice to do it up until that point in some form, rather than just saying this is it. If we all consider how can we continue, whatever that means to you, Kristina. I know that's a big factor for you. So I would like to say I'm willing to step up in any way that would be helpful, or adjust, or be flexible, or it vary in form in some way. I don't know what that means. I just know that it feels like that this is really beneficial to continue up until like a landing zone for the gathering.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right.
And to support you too. I mean, part of this is about maintaining the field, and when I say you, it happens to be you're experiencing something pretty phenomenal, but all of us are sharing in the journey of being together. So just as much as it takes something from you, I see what it gives to you right now as well.
Yes, that is all true. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, we'll be in touch. All right. So, Christine, did you want to say something? You have a burning
I just want
desire?
to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't tell you how it's like this to me is the codes. And I can't say it any clearer than that. It's where I feel that I really am experiencing my own evolution. And so I could never put into words the gratitude that I have for you for putting this together. In fact, I have so much gratitude that I'm not going to focus on the fact that I'm like freaking out that this is the last class. I'm like, couldn't we get up at 4:25 a.m.? I know no one has anything on their schedule. 4:25. How's that? 5:30, 2:45, whenever. So but I'm sending you much love for you and your mom. I even still love your mom, even though she's signing you up for Wednesdays. Wow. Gosh, that's taken a real leap for me. The old me would have had a secret resentment. So much love to everyone and gratitude to you all.
Kristina, Patty reminded me of something that we started in CBI. We started in our group with Shannon, but then I moved it to this, where we're looking through our heart, that we see through the eyes of our heart. So that's a great way for us to sign off, to be silly and follow what Alana said, and to play and to see and to be in the space of heart.
That's beautiful. I think somebody else wanted to speak here. Did someone else want to say something, Diane?
I wanted to say thank you for being the chrysalis for us to become butterflies. For facilitating the chrysalis.
You are very, very welcome.
It's
Diane.
in all of us.
I'm feeling it so deeply right now. Wow. Anyone else?
How about you, Kristina?
I'm just brimming with this I feel you, feeling me, feeling you. And I do have to say, so we will be together in November, and we will seriously consider pulling together a few more of these. And also a place you can find me is on Saturdays in Evolutionary Church. So if you haven't joined Barbara in Evolutionary Church on Saturdays and you need to know how, you can personally email me and I can send you the link to sign up. And also I'm on Facebook every day, trying to emerge these conversations. So that's some place where we can hang out. And yes, I think this group format of creating on the spot and then sharing and witnessing is wholly sacred, and it absolutely needs to continue. So that is my full commitment. And I'm open to the imagination right now of all of us to make it so. All right.
May I say 2 words?
Please.
In addition to your creation of the space and the presence of you 2 beautiful ladies, I want to comment on the wonderful graphics and the background and the peace and beauty that have been part of our space all along. I'm guessing Allie has something to do with that, but I'm not quite sure. But it really has been so professional, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I take the photos and Allie puts them together with the code and creates the graphic and puts that up. So it's a beautiful
Thanks, Allie,
example
to you
of the
too.
co-creation. Yes, Allie. I couldn't do this without you.
Yay, Allie!
Oh, it's totally a pleasure. I'm just so happy to be here. You ladies are extraordinary.
We are.
We are. All right.
are.
Okay. So, so actually in this so whoever wants the link to Evolutionary Church, email us right away. Okay. The next one, there are Saturday at 11 Central Time. And it's for an hour and it's on Zoom. So you have Zoom so you can get in, and it's a wonderful community. Okay. Many blessings to everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let us bow to close.
Yeah. Thank you for everything.